Good morning. Today I want to read out of Ephesians. I'm going to go with chapter 4 and I'm going to do verses 17 through 32. So here we go. So this I say and affirm together with the Lord that you walk no longer just as the Gentiles also walk in the futility of their mind, being darkened in their misunderstanding, excluded from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them, because of the hardness of their heart. And they, having become callous, have given themselves over to sensuality for the practice of every kind of impurity with greediness. But you did not learn Christ in this way, if indeed you have heard him and have been taught in him, just as truth is in Jesus, that in reference to your former manner of life you lay aside the old self, which is being corrupted in accordance with the lusts of deceit, and that you be renewed in the spirit of your mind, and put on a new self, which in the likeness of God has been created in righteousness and holiness of the truth. Therefore, laying aside falsehood, speak truth, each one of you with his neighbor, for we are members of one another. Be angry, and yet do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil an opportunity. He who steals must steal no longer, but rather he must labor, performing with his own hands what is good, so that he will have something to share with one who has need. Let no unwholesome word proceed from your mouth, but only such a word as good for edification according to the need of the moment, so that it will give grace to those who hear. Do not grieve the Holy Spirit of God, by whom you were sealed for the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ also has forgiven you. Now, in my Bible here that I'm reading, the title of that section is called "The Christian's Walk." And so as I read this, the first part talks about that we should no longer be living as the world lives, as the culture is living. We shouldn't be living like it. We should not be thinking like it, because Christ has showed us a different way, a way of following God, a way of living in love. And further on, and because of that fact, we should put away our old lifestyles. Like I was saying yesterday, do a 180. Whatever bad that we were doing, we need to do the opposite, so that we can use that good that we've become and share it with others. Because if we share with others the bad things that we were or did, and tell people how Christ changed that in us and for us, that's how we reach those who are lost. Because our past deeds, our past sins, our past situations, whatever they may be, is exactly the same type in generation as somebody else out there in the world. Detailed specifics are not going to be the same, but the whole general situation, concept, whatever, will be just like if somebody else is in. And that's what you use to witness to those who are lost, because you can then tell them, hey, I've been where you're at, and this is what Jesus Christ did for me. And also, it's not just about a changing of actual things that we do or think, but attitude as well. we should not want to deceive our fellow man, anybody. Lie. We shouldn't want to lie to them. And if we get upset or angry, God's not saying that we can't be angry. There's going to be times we're going to be angry, but how we treat that anger and how we react and respond with that anger needs to be godly and not sinfully, in where that you're purposely going out to try to hurt somebody to get back at them. And of course, we should want to be speaking love, encouragement, power, healing for folks who are hurting, who are lost, and particularly concerning the situations that they find themselves in when we speak to them. And we should never be thinking ill will of anybody. We shouldn't want to wish anybody hurt, harm, endangerment, shame, none of that. Strife. We shouldn't want any of that anymore. We should want peace and love and harmony with our fellow man, with our fellow Christians, and with our Christ and God. So I hope this reaches out to somebody today. I love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.